Alright friends, welcome back. So this is a sleep well zone and one of the opportunities for the sleep well section. So in this one I will be covering Carrot, but not the standard CRT coin that they have, but a bit more exciting stuff, which is Turbo Carrot coins. Essentially, this allows you to get leveraged exposure to Solana, Bitcoin, and multiple other coins coming in the future without the risk of liquidation. Okay, because the way it's gonna be working, I'm gonna give you just a high level information. All you have to know is the protocol itself gonna manage the risk for you using dynamic leverage and deleveraging based on the price action of the asset, and all of the leverage itself is backed by the protocol's collateral from the stables, CRT coins, etc. Okay, so what you have to understand that essentially you are buying a coin that is giving you dynamic leveraged exposure to that specific underlying coin, and all you have to do is basically hold it, and this is the same as you would hold a long position with leverage on perpetual futures exchange or something, but without any risks of liquidations. So it's a bit more exciting than just a simple holding of a yield bearing token, but also not as crazy as actual day trading, whatever else it may be, where you are super exposed to volatility and liquidations risks. So you go to deficarrot.com, which is the standard DeFi Carrot web, and now you will notice a Turbo button. Once you click on it, it will open up the Turbo tokens. Go long with confidence, dynamic leverage protected from liquidations with risk management on autopilot. Okay, if you want to read all about it, how it works, etc., you go ahead and click on that button, learn more, and read through all of this information. Okay, basically the most important things you have to understand here is the fee structure. So the fees for Turbo tokens are 0.5% min fee and a 1% redeem fee. Okay, so you have to keep this in mind, especially when you are operating with higher capital. The mint and redeem fees are not dynamically adjusted on Carrot, leading to a transparent environment. So you know exactly what it will cost to enter and exit at all times. Okay, you can read the audits if you wish. There are some FAQ, and also the second thing, the most important, is how does the liquidation protection work. To keep things simple, it works and the protection itself comes from the automated rebalancing mechanism. Instead of your position being forcibly closed, liquidated when the price hits a specific number, as the price drops, the protocol automatically sells a small portion of the collateral, the underlying collateral, to deleverage the position. This lowers your effective leverage to a safe level. And because the system progressively trims the position rather than closing it all at once, you maintain exposure and cannot go to absolute zero solely from price action. Okay? Simple as that. If you need detailed stuff, just go ahead and read it in detail. Now, turbo.deficarrot.com, these are the free assets you are able to do right now. Okay? Turbo Sol, Turbo BTC, and Turbo VET. In this case, I'm interested in Turbo BTC. So you go on more details and you will see all the statistics and details. As you can see right now, the Turbo BTC is at 2.9x leverage. Okay, it's dynamic, remember. And the current price for the Turbo BTC coin is $0.95 okay, so almost $1. Okay, so essentially by buying Turbo BTC, you are essentially buying an exposure to Bitcoin with this amount of leverage without any risks of liquidation. So you are still in the markets using leverage, so it's a bit of a riskier approach, but at least you don't have to worry if Bitcoin drops, you will not get liquidated, okay? It's pretty straightforward. You can also read the advanced data, the asset token, debt token, configurations, etc, etc. For now, I am interested in buying some Turbo BTC, so I am paying either in Bitcoin or USDC. In this case, I don't think I have any, yeah, but I do have some dollars, so let me, or actually, can I pay some dollars? Yeah, let's connect the wallet. And I want to buy in USDC, I want to buy $100 worth of Turbo BTC, okay? So I am buying exposure to Bitcoin using 2.9x leverage at the moment. I will click on buy Turbo BTC. I will confirm the transaction, and I'm getting 103 almost Turbo BTC coins. Okay, so now I am exposed to Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is moving 1%, Turbo BTC will move in 3%, so to speak, 2.98 in this case. And the leverage, if you click on it, you can see what's been happening with the leverage since the beginning. Okay, as you can see right here, and the price of the coin as well. Okay, you can also do any other coin. If you go back, I believe I have on this wallet some Turbo Solana as well, few dollars worth, yeah, 65. Let's actually add to this. Let's click on Turbo Solana. Okay, I want to click on manage, and I want to buy more, and I want to pay in dollars, and I want to buy another 50 bucks. Or actually I have 60, so I want to buy 43 or something. So I have 100 as well, just for demo purposes, easier amount to calculate. So I am buying now Solana. We're at this price right here on almost 3x leverage as well. That's good for me. Okay, so now I have 106 here, and I believe I have on Turbo VET is not something I'm interested, but BTC and Sol is definitely worth checking out, because you're essentially holding some Solana and some BTC with leverage without actual perpetual futures or whatever else it may be, and you're actually exposed to the market using leverage. So if it goes up, so the best time to enter into these kind of positions is of course when the market is massively dropping, when everything is blood and red and everyone is scared. Then you go ahead and enter into the market using the turbo coins, because you are entering with leverage when the market is at the lows. That's the best possible scenario. Of course you cannot predict the lows, right? And it can always, well, go lower. That's crypto, right? But at least you are able to DCA yourself into these coins and have a leveraged exposure. There is no point to buy these things when the market is at the highs, when everyone is and everything is going up, right? We are making the new highs. Then this will not make much sense, because the probability of the market pulling back is higher once it's at the highs, right? So then you will be experiencing leveraged losses as well, right? So the best case for these kind of assets, leveraged assets without the risk of liquidations, is of course when the market is bleeding. When it's going down, you then execute into these. Now, for example, I myself, on my private wallets and stuff, I am buying these things, BTC and Solana, on Turbo, because in my opinion we are hitting a pretty close to the bottom, and we should see a next leg towards the upside. I'm not sure if it's going to be the new all-time highs or whatever else it may be, but I am bullish for the upcoming months. Okay, so in my opinion, because I am bullish, I want to have as much exposure to the market as possible. Now I have few scenarios. I can just buy some Solana and BTC, the safest possible method. That's for average kind of people, right? Average Joe would go and buy some Solana and some BTC. It's not bad, but it's not the most efficient way. The second option is I can go to the perps, okay? I can get some leverage, 2, 3, 4, up to 5x, okay? And just buy some contracts and wait for the price appreciation. But in that case, if the price goes down, I am in trouble, because I am, by buying perps with leverage, I get myself eligible for liquidations if the market is going against me. And then of course I do have options to survive. I can always add more collateral and save the position. I can always deleverage and take partials out or repay part of the debt, etc., to make myself in the green again. And the third option, the most efficient one and the easiest one that requires pretty much no management, is to go ahead and buy turbo coins or X Solana on high-low. I believe they will launch more assets maybe in the future, so it's the same as turbo, it's just one of the competitors, so to speak. Okay, so the third option is the most efficient one, because I execute into the market, I expose myself to the market at the lows, so that's already good. To make it better, I expose myself with leverage, and to make it the best, I expose myself with leverage at the lows without the risk of liquidation, because the protocol will manage that for me. That's it. That's your answer. Okay? The most efficient way to catch and try to catch the bottoms. Okay? Because you can always DCA into these things. I started buying X Solana on high-low months and months ago, and Solana was going down over the last 2 months or so. I've been always filling. I've used my yields that Sol USDC pool generated, and I used part of my yields to actually buy more X Solana. So I'm always DCAing into the X Sol. Now I will do the same with Turbo Sol as well, because I just want to have both. Why not? Okay, and just simply have and be exposed to these assets using leverage without any risk of liquidation. Okay, so hopefully it's all clear, and yeah, you will be able to use it as well. Now what you have to do is go to the DeFi Carrot, go to Turbo Tokens, read all of the documentation, understand how it works from a deeper level if you wish, and of course if the price of the asset is right and you think that the bottom is in and you might be actually bouncing back to the upside, and you want to hold the asset for long-term perspective, at least medium term. For short term it doesn't make sense because of the fees and stuff, but for the medium term and longer term perspective, this is definitely a great way to expose yourself to the market and leveraged approach. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully it's going to be beneficial as it is for me, and I will see you on the next video. If you have any questions, you know what to do. Send me a private message.